What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisor.com, bringing home the bacon NASCAR video for Sunday, March 24th. We haven't had a ton of NASCAR videos, but we have the content on the website. So if you have not already checked out the website, I highly suggest doing that. FantasyTeamAdvisor.com. You can sign up. FTA Plus, $24.99 a month. All the sports we offer: MLB, NASCAR, NBA, NFL, PGA. We've got a ton of things under all of them. Previews. We've got projections. We've got it all. So if you've been here before, you know the drill. We try to have giveaways every single video, multiple times a day. So first way to do it, like this video, be a subscriber, and leave a comment. If you leave a comment for the comment picker, you have a chance to win 50 likes on a video. You have a chance to win a free week of DFS content. 100 likes, a free month. 125 likes, a free year. 150 or more likes, a chance to win a lifetime pass. The second way to do that, like this video, be a subscriber. Tell me what NASCAR driver will score the most amount of DraftKings fantasy points on this slate, and how many fantasy points will they score. Closest without going over will win a free week of DFS content. If you get it exactly correct, and we've only had one person ever get it exactly correct, you will win a free month of DFS content. So, that being said, we've got Circuit of the Americas at EchoPark. It's a road course. It's an F1 type course. It's a little. If you've never played DFS NASCAR, this might not be the weekend to start. It's a little bit different. They're not going in a circle in an oval. They're going on a road course. So, I'm going to try to build this out. Going to show you some things. Going to go through the article that we have. If you want to see the article in all its glory, click the link down below. It's in the description of this video. So, also, we've partnered up with DFS Hero. If you use our link in the description, first time signing up with our link, you'll get 15% off your first purchase, and we will give you a free month if you sign up for their month package. They've got a fantastic optimizer. That's why we partner with them. If you sign up using their yearly package, we will give you a free year on top of it for FTA Plus. So definitely go check that out. But yeah, so looking at this, just kind of looking overall right now in the winning odds. So the drivers that are projected, and it's basically in this order, but Tyler Reddick projected the top odds to win, followed by Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Truex, William Byron, Shane Van Gisbergen, I think that's how you say his name, Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain, AJ Allmendinger round out the top 10 there. I mean, it's in the same order. That's why they're projected. I think pretty much Vegas, the way they do it is the way the salary goes, for the most part. That being said, with NASCAR, you've got to look, especially on DraftKings, you've got to look for those drivers that are, starting towards the back. It's a little bit different because it is a road course, but the more places these drivers go up, the more fantasy points they get. So, in theory, if you were to look at like a Nemechek at 22 or Josh Berry at 31, and he wins the race, he gets 30 places, place differential there, and he gets those fantasy points. So a lot different. I mean, it's a lot different. We kind of look, and just kind of looking at these road courses, recent road course finishes for some of these drivers. Tyler Reddick coming off 6th place in a last road course. Chase Elliott 9th place. Kyle Larson 13th. Christopher Bell 15th. Martin Truex Jr. 20th. William Byron 2nd. But those are kind of just, and then we've got Kyle Busch 3rd place finish, his last road course. Ross Chastain 10th place. AJ Allmendinger 1st place, and Ty Gibbs 4th place in their last. So we've got that on the all of this information. You can find it under the Bacon Station. So it's a ton of information for you. It's these just recent finishes, our projections, ownership, percentage, stuff like that. So a lot to go over, but I'm going to go through the article real quick. So if you've never played before, DraftKings scoring differences, you get 0.25 fantasy points per laps led. You get 0.45 fantasy points for fastest lap. You get place differential, plus or minus 1 point per position. So like I said, you start at the bottom and you win the race, you get 30 points right there. That's why it's a little bit different. Finishing position, 45 points for winning, 42nd for second, 41st, 41 points for third, and 40 fantasy points for fourth, so on and so forth as you go down the list. And then FanDuel is a little bit different. Laps led, 0.10. Laps completed, 0.10. So you get laps completed, you get some points there. Place differential is half a point per position, and then finishing is 43, 40, 38 for third, 37 for fourth, so on and so forth. So you can see a couple of the differences in how DraftKings and FanDuel score. So use that information for your own research. If you build lineups, definitely let us know. And if you play NASCAR DFS, put it down in the description. Help some other people out. We are trying to be a better DFS community. We want to help each other out. So if you've got the inside track on someone, or you play a lot of DFS and you've got these players to look at, and maybe I didn't touch on them in this video and article, help each other out. That is what we're trying to be here for. The article that I'm talking about is in the description of this video. So is the link to DFS Hero, and so is the link to Discord. I'm trying to make Discord a fun place to be. I'm trying to make it a huge community, and I really want to ramp it up for the MLB season. So that's the plan anyway. So going into drivers that I have a ton of interest in, and I've got our fantasy point projection. Obviously, these fantasy points are not, we're not projecting out the win. So like with the win, you get the 40 plus points. We're not projecting that out because anything can happen. Wrecks happen. So these are basically, as long as they don't wreck and not taking into account the win, these are the projection fantasy points wise and ownership. So the drivers that I have a ton of interest in: Shane Van Gisbergen, 34 fantasy points with a 19.69 ownership percentage. Kyle Busch, 35 fantasy points with a 7.2 ownership percentage. Joey Logano, 42 fantasy points, 40.06 ownership percentage. Obviously, with tournaments, you want lower owned guys. So be that as it may, and that's kind of why I wanted to put the ownership percentages in parentheses just for you. And then Noah Gragson here, 34 fantasy points, 18.46% owned. Drivers that I have moderate interest in: Chase Elliott, 37 fantasy point projection with 31.6% ownership. Michael McDowell, 42 fantasy points with a 47.39 ownership. I think he makes a fantastic cash option just for the fact that he's going to be that high owned. You probably want to get exposure to him. Tournaments, maybe go away from him because his ownership will be so high. Ryan Blaney, 45 fantasy point projection with a 10.42 ownership percentage. Ty Gibbs, 39 fantasy point projection with a 60.02 ownership percentage. And Martin Truex Jr., 35 fantasy points, 0% ownership. I don't know why it was 0% ownership. Once I rerun the list, I would like to see if Truex gets a bump. Yeah, okay, so it's bumped up. Okay, 15.97% ownership. So this will be updated. 15.97 for Martin Truex Jr. I kind of figured that way, but the aggregate ownership percentage that popped up was 0 right now. But yeah, 15.97%. So then value drivers this week. These are drivers that maybe start lower. They are value because of their price, but the place differential could help you out. So Josh Berry, 29 fantasy point projection with 8.9% ownership. Todd Gilliland, 30 fantasy points. Earlier today was 0.57% ownership. I want to see if it's dropped or gone up. Yeah, 7.25. So this will be updated as well. 7.25 ownership percentage. Austin Dillon, 23 fantasy points, 1.14% ownership. Carson Hocevar, 17 fantasy points. So again, these are very low owned guys. These would be tournament plays, dart plays that you throw at a dartboard. 17 fantasy points with a 0.65 ownership. And Kamu Kobayashi, 16 fantasy point projection with a 13.12 ownership percentage. So these are early. These are the plays that this basically would be my player pool, both FanDuel and DraftKings, building lineups throughout there. So we'll have those on the site. We have the cheat sheet out there already with our bacon ratings and stuff like that. Just depending on kind of what you're looking for, what you feel comfortable with, players that make sense to you. Like the big ones, Gisbergen just had a fantastic Xfinity race, which jumped him up my leaderboard to have a ton of interest in him today. Kind of the same thing with Ty Gibbs. Not as much interest, just a little bit lower, but I do like Ty Gibbs. But his ownership, I think, is going to be pretty high. Alex Bowman might be another one. He's got crazy winning upside here. He can win the race. He's been in the top 3 of the last 2 years on this course. He was amazing. He was absolutely, if you haven't looked, he's amazing in practice. He's one of those patient drivers where Alex Bowman jumps out to me, where I think he'll be in all of my lineups. Maybe not on this article, but this is just some of the plays. If you want to see all of them, we've got them in the cheat sheet. We've got breakdown there. We've got the Bacon Station as well. And we have simulations. So the simulations are on the site as well. So that's another one. Another big one, Joey Logano. He's been bad here. But he's the way Logano is. He's been bad. He's in 35th. So he's starting at 35. So he has so many places to go up. He could get those points. I mean, let's say he wins the race. He gets 34 points on top of leading laps, fastest laps, winning the race. On top of that, plus if he goes up 34 spots, he gets an extra 34 fantasy points. He would get the extra 43 for winning. That's 70 whatever. And then if he led any laps, if he, DraftKings or FanDuel, if he completed laps, all those laps completed also get you fantasy points. So there's a lot of ways to go about it. Just looking at the starting spots is definitely the big one. And there's a way that I feel we could go and build a lineup. So let's just build a lineup real quick. We'll build a lineup like we normally do. We'll get our players in. We'll get our drivers in that we feel comfortable with. This will be a tournament lineup and feel comfortable about it as well. So, yeah. Let's build you guys a NASCAR lineup for DraftKings and see what we can do. So, I think Gisbergen, I think he's got to be in your lineup as well. I think the way he's been going, the way I really feel about him, I really like some Gisbergen here. So I'm going to put him in here. He is 12th. So let's say he, wins the race, leads some laps, gets fastest laps, 11 places plus fantasy points. So you're not going to get it everywhere. But another one is Alex Bowman. Like I said, he can go up 16 other places in a good spot here. I don't mind him. Reddick, 3rd. So if he gets fastest laps, he has the best odds to win the race. If he stays, doesn't blow an engine, doesn't get into a wreck, he could be in store for a decent day. You got Ryan Blaney, can go up 27 spots. Looking at Ryan Blaney, ownership percentage for Blaney right now 17.38%. So you're going to get some leverage on the field looking at this ownership percentage. Bowman's at 19.63. Shane is at 23.58. Tyler Reddick is currently at 36.5, so he is everywhere. That is true. Chris Buescher, 19 spots he can go up. Looking at his ownership at the moment, 20.87, and then we've got an average of 7,000 left. Kobayashi, like I said, would be a value option for you. Kind of the other one that I'm looking at would be just to get the place differential, I think I'd go Keselowski. So you can kind of see that. Kobayashi's in 25th. He can go up 24 spots. Keselowski, currently 33.5% ownership. 36th. He can go up 35 spots. Let's see, how has Keselowski done at this race or on road courses? 18th, 15th, 20th, 24. Not the best. Last time he raced here, he got 35th. So not the best, but he's in 36, so he can only, in theory, only go up. But another one be Noah Gragson, like I talked about. Austin Dillon, I don't mind. Ty Gibbs. These are all, this is just one lineup. They're all different ways to build these lineups. This is one of them. This is a tournament lineup. Again, if you are one that only has never played NASCAR or you've been thinking about it, this might not be the race for you since it's a road course. But if you want to do like a 10-cent entry or a free game just to see how our information has done maybe that helps you out. So that's what I've got in this video. If you have questions, get those down below. Go check out fantasyteamadvisors.com. Like this video. Be a subscriber. Get ready because MLB starts on Thursday. I will link the NBA video that we put out today as well. So we've got NBA going on. We've got PGA that's gone on all weekend. We've got NASCAR today. NBA the rest of the week, and MLB starts. My guess is once MLB, so we're waiting on 2 pitchers. We're waiting on the Dodgers and the Padres to announce who's going to pitch on Thursday. Once those go live, we should be good to go. We can we can do our article, we can do our video, we can do everything. So good luck, and as always, bring home that bacon. Peace.